Physics class 12 chapter 6 electromagnetic induction. In the last class we have done mutual inductance. Today we shall do self inductance. EMF is induced in a single isolated coil due to change of flux through the coil by means of varying current through the same coil. This phenomena is called self-inductance. So that is EMF induced in the single isolated coil because of change in the flux by means of varying the current. This is called self-inductance and we shall calculate that. Consider a coil of length L, cross-sectional area capital A, number of turns per unit length small n and total number of turns capital N. Flux linkage N phi B proportional to I. This we have done last time. What we have done is we know that the phi magnetic flux phi B is equal to B A cos theta, and we know that the magnitude of the magnetic field in a solenoid is given by B is equal to mu naught and I. Here we say that phi is depending on B, B is depending on I, so we can say phi is also depending on capital I, that is on the current. So with this we wrote that N phi B proportional to I. So it can be written as N phi B is equal to L into I, call it number 1. There L is the self-inductance or coefficient of self-inductance and I is the current through the coil. Now Faraday's law of inductance, we know that EMF induced is equal to minus d by dt of N phi. N phi B, put the value of Li, so Li, L is a constant, take out, so you get equal to minus L di by dt. Call it number 2. This means E is equal to minus L di by dt. What does it mean? The induced EMF opposes any change in the current. So there is change in the current, it will oppose. So this is also called back EMF. The magnetic field due to current in a solenoid B is equal to mu naught Ni. Okay, this is given by the magnetic field inside this solenoid. Okay, mu naught Ni. Now flux linkage N phi B is equal to phi B value, N is this one and phi B is Ba cos 0. Why cos 0? Because magnetic field is parallel to the axis of the solenoid. And area of the coil, a coil is like this, so area will be perpendicular. So area will be perpendicular, something like that. Okay, so area vector and B both are parallel, so theta between them is 0. So cos 0 is 1. So N can be written as N into L, that is total number of turns, and B from here mu naught N I, and A capacity. So rearrange mu naught N into N square A L I, call it number 3. From 1 and 3, so 1 is this one. Okay, N phi B is equal to Li. So N phi B value put as Li. So I put here Li is equal to this value mu naught N square ALI. I occurs, so we get L value as mu naught N square AR. This is the self inductance. Now if suppose if inside the solenoid is filled with a material of relative permeability of mu r. Okay, in this now we have considered only air, but suppose there is a material whose permeability is mu r, then you multiply this with mu r. So inductance becomes L is equal to mu r mu naught N square A into L. Therefore self-inductance of coil depends on its geometry and on the permeability of medium. Why? Geometry, because there is N square, that is number of turn per unit length, A is the cross-sectional area and L is the length. So it depends on the geometry of the coil. The self-induced EMF is also called back EMF as it opposes any change in the current. Okay, already I told you here that E is equal to minus L di by dt. That means it is opposing the change in the current. That means this EMF which is induced is also called back EMF. Okay, so it is called back EMF. Self-inductance plays the role of inertia. It is electromagnetic analog of mass in mechanics. So self-inductance is similar to inertia, and we can say that this is self-inductance is analogous to the mass, okay, in the mechanical energy. Therefore work needs to be done against back EMF in establishing the current. Now we know that self-induced EMF is back EMF, but still that means it is opposing the current. So if you want to establish the current, you have to do some work against this back EMF, and this work done is stored as the magnetic potential energy. Okay, and we are going to use the formula power is equal to P is equal to V into I. Okay, and power is rate of work done, that is dW by dt, and V here I am using EMF, so I will use magnitude of E and the current I. Okay, so see I have written here the rate of work done dW by dt is equal to magnitude of E into I, and E value you put from number 2, that is this value. Okay, E value is this one, L di by dt, but you will not take negative sign because we will consider only the magnitude. So you write L di by dt into I from number 2. Okay, then we have to find the this dt cut, then I have to find the total work done. Okay, so this is only dW, small work done. So total work done in establishing current I, W is equal to integral dW. You have to integrate this value. So integral 0 to I Li di. Okay, L is a constant, take out. So integral 0 to I di. Now here there is, I am using the formula of integral x power n plus 1, sorry, n dx, integral of x power n dx is equal to x power n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. We are using this result, x power n dx is equal to x power n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. Here n power is 1, so I power 1 plus 1, that is I power 2, divided by 1 plus 1, that is 2. Okay, so I have written here W is equal to 1 by 2 Li square. Okay, and this is the potential energy, so you write UB is equal to 1 by 2 Li square. And you can remember that in a mechanical energy, kinetic energy is given by mv square by 2. So L is analog to m, L and m are analog to each other. Okay, in two nearby coil, flux linked with one coil is sum of two flux which exist independently. Okay, now in the last class we have done mutual inductance. In that we did not have this term. This term is for the coil. Okay, self inductance, and this we had done N1 phi1 is equal to M12 I2. This was not there, but according to self inductance there will be, if there is a current, there will be self inductance, so there will be M11 I1. Okay, so this term will be added. So N11 is inductance due to same coil L1. We call it as L1 here. Okay, so this will be replaced by L1, and by Faraday's law, E1 is equal to minus M11 di1 by dt is minus M12 di by di2 by dt. Okay, and this I call it as L1, and this is M12 di by dt. Now here I want to make correction in the last class. In the last class we had done E1, this we have done in the last class. Okay, in that we have written E1 is equal to M di1 di2 by dt, but it should be negative. Okay, so you please correct it and write it as a negative. It should be negative. I missed out the negative sign. Okay, now next we have got a small topic. We'll complete that. The magnetic energy in terms of B, A and L. Okay, so magnetic energy, that is this. Okay, 1 by 2 Li square. So I put that value. Then we know B is equal to mu naught Ni. So in this, what will be value of I? Transfer mu naught here and here. So you get I value as B by mu naught N. And L value is mu naught N square Al from here. Mu naught N square Al. Okay, so put the value, both value here. So mu naught N square Al, and instead of I, this value B by mu naught N whole square. Okay, then you write mu naught N square Al B square 2 mu naught square N square. N square N square cut, 1 mu naught cut. So what you get is UB is equal to 1 by 2 mu naught B square Al. So now this potential energy, magnetic potential energy is in the terms of B, A and L. Next we have got comparison between magnetic energy and electrostatic energy. Energy density is given by magnetic energy per unit volume. That is UB is equal to capital UB divided by volume. UB divided by capital V. UB divided by V. V is area into length. Here A into L. Okay. And UB is equal to, we'll put UB value from here, this value. Okay. 1 by 2 mu naught B square Al. So I put here 1 by 2 mu naught B square Al, and this Al is here. So Al cut, so you get B square 2 mu naught. For electrostatic energy stored per unit volume in parallel plate capacitor is UE is equal to 1 by 2 epsilon naught E square. This we have done in chapter 2. Okay, there we have found this potential electrostatic energy stored. Okay, this is energy density for electrostatic. Now in this both cases, you can say this is B square 2 mu naught, here 1 by 2 epsilon E square. That means both are proportional to the square of the field. Here B, here E. So both cases energy is proportional to the square of the field strength. These are actually they are proved for capacitor and solenoid, but they are not particular cases. They are general and valid for any region of space in which E or B exists. Okay, Okay, so we shall keep this much. Thank you very much.